guys, it's Elizabeth. I thought I would do what you guys have done so brilliantly, though it will be hard to top, but I wanted to create a video and kind of tell you a little bit about myself for those who don't know me very well. Many of you do, and who have been on this board for many, many months and been on this journey for many, many months. But I know that there are some people on here who don't know me very well and don't know where I've come from, why I'm leading the board. And so I want you to get to know me a little bit. And I thought I would do the same thing that Jessica started and do my own video. So here we go. I'm not going to give you the long version of my product background with this company, but it's been amazing. I came in 19 months ago, May of 2013, and I had baby weight I wanted to lose, and that was it. It's been a joke because I never, ever, ever planned on talking to anybody about it, let alone building a substantial income from it. Network marketing was nothing that I ever thought that I would pursue in my entire life. I certainly didn't think that I would quit my corporate job to do this, but I am so glad that I walked accidentally into this opportunity. With my product journey and what it's done for me, it was just contagious for me to want to tell people. It just came naturally. I am somebody who has always been an open book on Facebook. I have always kind of shared what's going on in my life, so it was very natural for me to want to share what I was doing with nutritional cleansing. And it was just that. It was just me saying, today I feel amazing. I got up and I went to boot camp and I can't believe this energy I have. Or I remember when I put a before and after picture and people were like, girl, what are you doing? You know, I need to know. And so very shortly after I started, after my 30 days, I did start to enroll people, but I didn't really know what I was doing. I remember Delilah, who is my enrolling sponsor, saying, you just need to get 2 people and you can get to consultant. And I didn't really know what consultant meant. To me, it screamed network marketing and business. And again, it was nothing that I wanted to be affiliated with, but I kind of liked getting some money here and there. So, and people were asking me, you know, I couldn't shut up about it regardless. I didn't know that that was really kind of doing the business. That's the network marketing part of this, guys, is just talking about it and making those connections. It's not selling, you're just talking about it. Those people can make up their minds whether they want to do it or not. And so by default, I just kind of started to earn money. I started, and not a lot of money, not a ton, but enough to where I was kind of almost paying for my products. I did not care about ranks for 8 months. Did not care one bit about it. All I continued to do was to share. And through enrolling people, I enrolled enough people to where I was pretty much making enough money in PIB in a few cycles, maybe a month, to pay for my products. Because at the time, I was really the only one in my family using the products. I went through a period of time that a lot of you guys have gone through, or you are currently going through now, where people thought I was crazy. I'm pretty sure I still have those people now too. But the difference is I'm strong enough to weed those people out of my life or to ignore them. And I wasn't last fall and last winter. Around, I would say October to December, I didn't talk too much about Isagenix. I didn't talk too much about what I was doing because I was getting a lot of, I was the butt of a lot of jokes. I had people close to me hold back and stop talking to me. I had a lot of people thinking I was just crazy. And I wasn't even talking about network marketing. That's the funny part, because that would seem like that would be the time when people would back off and think that you're nuts. But it was literally because I was replacing 2 meals with shakes. That was it. And they could not fathom what I was doing. They didn't want to educate themselves either. And I had to really grow a backbone. Let's just put it that way. I spent several months being very sensitive, because I'm a sensitive person. I do care about what people think about me, no matter what I want to say to others. I do care. And I think most of us do to an extent. But you have to realize that you can't let those people and those comments hold you back from what you're destined to do, or what you want to do, or what your dreams are. So I finally kind of grew up, and I realized that I didn't need those people in my life. And some of those people I can't disown because they're a little too close to me, but many of them I was able to kind of keep out of my life as best as I could. And in January of this year, I started to become intentional with this business. I saw what it was doing for people that I was already enrolling. Renee Schreibman, who I, spotlighted at the beginning of this week, 4-star crystal executive. I had no idea I was enrolling a rock star when I enrolled her, but I'm not surprised. Within a month or two, she just started to get it. She started to enroll people. She was explaining to me how the compensation plan worked, but I wasn't listening because I wasn't ready to hear it at the time. She went to St. Thomas. She started to share with me what she was making each week, and I just thought it was Renee. I just thought, well, I'm not Renee. I also was seeing what Jessica Johnson was making, and I thought, well, I can't do that. She owns 2 gyms. Of course she has connections. I started to see what Delilah was making, and I thought, well, she's an expert in the nutritional field, so of course she's going to have an influence on people. I'm just me. But I realized that you can just be you and do great in this business. You don't have to be an expert in anything. All you have to do is have a love for these products and to believe, and have a big enough why to keep going. So in January, I said, what the heck? I'm just going to try. I'm already loving the products anyway. I'm already telling people about it. And I started to see a clear vision for me. I had things that I needed to do. I just knew that there was something bigger than what I was already doing. My husband and I lived in debt. I'm very open about how we used to live. We lived in massive credit card debt. We were on a plan of I don't know how many years to pay that off. And through this opportunity and becoming intentional and starting to pay attention to the ranks and doing what my upline was doing and telling me to do, I started to plug in, and it moved fast for me. It does not move fast for everyone, but it did move fast for me. I kind of had a little bit of a head start in a way because I had already started to enroll people back from the very beginning, but I had never told them to go tell 2 people. I never did that part of the compensation plan because I wasn't thinking that way. I wasn't thinking about a compensation plan, period, really. I wasn't duplicating anything. So all I really did was go back to the people I had originally gone to and said, would you like to get your products paid for? And some of them wanted it and some of them didn't. And I didn't bug the people who didn't want it. I kept going out and finding more people. And I realized right away that I need to go find people and tell them right away that they can get their products paid for. Go find 2 people. We all know 2 people who need health. It's not just weight loss. And so I started to move forward, at least in the ranks. I started to be able to earn enough income where I was able to put the first big thing for us is to truly be able to pay for our products and not have to pay anything out of pocket. And then it moved towards being able to put my oldest son in private school, which we desperately needed another solution than what he had. Then we paid off a lot of credit card debt in the summer. And then we got to a point where I was matching my corporate income. And then we got to a point where I exceeded my corporate income. And when that happened, I realized it before then, but it just confirmed what was going on around me. I have no experience in this. I am an introvert. I promise I am. I need alone time. I am terrified of public speaking, but I'm starting to learn skills to get through that and to get better. I say all the time when I'm talking. I am no expert. I just love these products because they work. We all know they work. We're here because they work. But we all have to have a belief that this business works too, and it can work for anybody. It does not matter what your background is. It does not matter how much time you have in your day. I did this while working a 40-hour-a-week job with 2 boys, redheaded boys, and my husband was a police officer with crazy schedules. So I felt like I was a single mom most of the time, but I just fitted into my day the best that I could. Nobody expects you to put in 40 hours a week to do Isagenix. You don't even need that much. Fit it in to the pockets of your life. Fit it in where you can. But if you have a big why, and that why means leaving your job or, creating a substantial income, then you have to make a decision at some point, whether it's right now or you've already made the decision or it's in the future, you have to make a decision to be intentional. Because if you don't put in the work, then you're not going to get as much out of it. And for many of you, you just want to get your products paid for, and that is awesome. We should all eat for free. But if you want to earn substantial income or just supplemental income, then you do have to do certain things. And I will tell you now the things that have really worked for me. The biggest thing for me, I told you before, stop caring what people think about you. Number 1, you have to stop thinking about what people care about, what people think about you. It will hold you back. It held me back for a long time, and I lost time from that. But I don't regret that time because it was a big personal growing moment for me. It was definitely part of my journey. The second thing, you have to plug in. You have to. This goes back to fitting it into the pockets of your life. Many of you work full time, and you can't get on the 8:30 morning in the calls in the morning. Sorry, I'm getting all riled up and I can't talk anymore. Listen to the recordings. For me, when I went to work and I had to be at work by 9 o'clock, sometimes 8:45, I listened to most of the calls that I could have during my commute. If there was one that I heard was really, really great, then I made sure I got to the recording. Plugging in is huge. It is huge. Duplication. This is not just with the compensation plan. It's in the business, the way that we do things. If something is working with me, most likely it will work for you. It's the same way I looked at Jessica Johnson and Delilah. When I became intentional, I looked to see what they were doing. And I listened to whatever they told me to do. And many times I didn't even question it because this business is so much built on trust. So if I'm telling you something, or your direct enrolling sponsor, whoever it is, and they're doing fairly well and they've been in this business for a while, just trust them. You don't need to question them. It's okay to question, but trust is huge with this. It's huge. Nobody is going to lead you the wrong direction. We've been around. We have seen a lot. And though we're still learning, we have some great tips and we know the strategies. Events. I want to talk really quickly about events. They're huge. And I understand that it is a huge investment. But if you're going to look at this as a business, then look at this as a business expense. And it will pay you triple what you put into it just for the tickets. So, if financially it makes sense for you right now, try to get to as many events as you can. It will change not only your financial situation, but it will change you personally. I can't even tell you the personal growth that happens from these events. So if you can't get to NYKO or Celebration, try your best to get to a local event no matter, where you are. They're all over the U.S. If you're in North Carolina, then of course the Charlotte events are amazing to get at. The last one that I want to say really quickly is this is a business of a lot of ups and downs. More ups than there are downs, but when you're trying to build a business in network marketing, you can get discouraged very easily because there's going to be a lot of people who are going to tell you no. And there's going to be people who return their products. And there's going to be people who tell you you're crazy. And there's going to be moments where you don't feel so fired up. But what you have to remember is that you just don't stop. We've heard it before, but I'll say it again. The only way you're going to fail at this is if you stop. If you just keep going, it will happen for you. It might not happen in my timing. And I know sometimes it's probably hard to listen to me because when I became intentional, it happened really fast. But the thing is that doesn't happen to a lot of people. It will happen to some of you guys, but it's not going to happen to all of you, and it's not the norm. And I recognize that. And so I don't want anyone to get frustrated for a very long period of time. I think we all will get frustrated, but I want you guys to know that you have support. You have so much support on this team, and not just from me, but from all the other leaders that are on this team. The thing that I love so much about this team is that we genuinely want everyone to do well. It is not just about us. That's the beauty of network marketing, honestly. Like, we can't do well unless all of us do well. We're all on the same team. There is no other team out there like this, guys. I promise you. I know it. I have people ask me all the time how I'm leading this team, why this team is growing, why we're so happy and excited and participate so much. And it's not me, it's you guys. I am so blessed to have this quality of people with all these backgrounds on this team. You bring so much wisdom, you bring so much enthusiasm, you bring so much fun. So much fun. I love that we can be talking about Isagenix products and go into emoticons for 15 minutes on a thread. I love that, and it makes us real. And so I just want you guys to know that figure out what it is that you want out of this. If it's to get your products paid for, then that is awesome. You know, nobody is going to make you go past that, because eating for free is pretty cool. If you see more of an opportunity, then know that you have a vehicle. You have already bought your piece of real estate in this company. And if you treat it like that and you view it that way, then you're going to really see a long-term vision. This is something that can literally change your life. It is changing mine. It's continuing to change mine. And it gives me nothing more than pleasure to watch it change yours. And I will continue to watch it. So I love you guys. This went longer than I anticipated, but I'm not quite surprised. So Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and I cannot wait to see what 2015 brings.